Most business owners think they need a huge audience to make YouTube work for business, but that's just not true. So let me show you exactly what I did to book 6 sales calls in just 2 days without going viral or spending a single dollar on ads. As you can see right here, we had 3 calls right there, 3 calls right here, and then another 2 here, although this one canceled, but we got calls booked in to my calendar. And these weren't free strategy sessions with random tire kickers, but they were qualified leads ready to buy. And as you can see right here, we have screenshots of payments up to $3,000 with clients that have worked with me. And here's how I did it. But first, let me set the stage with a quick thought experiment. Because imagine you're fishing, but you're standing at the wrong pond. So you throw in your net and you catch a ton of fish, and that looks impressive, but the thing is, none of them are the kind of fish that you can actually sell. And that's what happens when you make broad, viral, focused videos instead of buyer-focused content. It's easy to feel like you're winning because you're getting views, but those views are just noise if they aren't from the right people. And this is called signal-to-noise ratio. Signal equals the tiny percentage of viewers who might actually buy from you, and noise is everyone else who never will. So the lesson here is don't fish in the wrong pond. If you don't get hyper-specific about who you want on a sales call and what the problem they're trying to solve, as well as what goal they're trying to hit, then you're fishing in the wrong pond. And big views mean nothing if they don't convert. And I know this myself because I got this video right here that got over 150,000 views. But for the amount of views that it got proportionally to the other content on the channel, it doesn't bring in the most amount of clients. In fact, I get a bunch of viewers that aren't my dream audience, and the leads that do come from this onto sales call end up not buying because they're not the right fit. So you want to avoid this trap of chasing views on topics that don't bring in the right people. In fact, more specific videos targeting the actual dream viewers is what you want. So you might notice here in my videos, I've actually started changing the titles to have words like business owner in them, sales, drive sales, blow up my business, because my niche is business owners trying to grow on YouTube. When I make videos like script writing hacks YouTubers use to hook you, I get YouTubers, I get creators, I get freelance script writers, I get all the wrong people that aren't my dream clients. So I realized this and I'm changing my strategy, and I'm going to go deeper into how you can do the same for your content. So I stopped making feel-good content and started making videos that only buyers would care about. Not what I wanted to make, not what the algorithm said might go viral, but just specific buyer problems framed in a way that spoke directly to them. And that's when I started booking real calls from videos with less than 700 views. Videos like this with 800 views. I started posting these and I started having calls come in even though it was only 800 views. I started changing how I wrote the scripts, the words I use in the video, and it filtered out people that weren't the right viewers. But quick side note, if you want help doing this faster, I use an AI YouTube coach that helps me come up with buyer-focused video ideas, build $3,000 offers, map out funnels and landing pages, write email sequences, and even coach me on mindset when I hit a wall. And I talk to this thing every single day for hours. It's way cheaper than hiring a full-time strategist, but it gives you expert-level advice on demand. So if you want to check it out, link is in the description. It's this thing right here, actually. It's built on 4 different modes. Like, for example, if you want help with video ideas, you just click this button right here, and it asks you some questions about your niche, your dream client, your main offer, things like that. You then answer it, and it just talks to you and helps you think of video ideas. It just helps you run your entire YouTube channel pretty much. So it's super helpful. If you want to check it out, link in the description. But let me explain why most people lose buyers before they even pitch their offer. Because human attention is decaying every single second that someone watches your video. Think of attention like a leaky bucket, because no matter how good the video is, viewers are dropping off every single second. And YouTube's audience retention graph proves this. As you can see right here, there's a big jump at the start, and then it slowly slopes downwards. And don't let people trick you into thinking you should get 60% average view percentage. That's not the case. Even big videos that get hundreds of thousands of views, they're often sitting at like 30% view percentage, right? The more views you get, also, the lower this view percentage. So people saying get unlimited retention that stays flat the whole way, this never happens pretty much. It's really, really rare unless you have like a super high quality video. But for our purpose, which is sales, right, you're going to be filtering people anyways in the content by the language you use. So this is going to naturally slope down anyways. So most videos will lose about 50% of their viewers by the 25% mark. So that means that if you wait until the end, the pitch, you're talking to less than half of the people who started watching. And no pitch means no action, and no action means no book calls for you. So the lesson here is to put CTAs where the attention is highest. That's why I always place my first CTA around 25% of the way into the video. So this is right after the first point. And that way, even if people don't finish the video, there's still a chance that they click my CTA and actually go to my lead magnet or my sales call page to then possibly turn them into a lead. But I don't just stop there, because if it feels natural and conversational, you want to drop another CTA later in the video, not as a hard sell, but a soft reminder. Like you can mention a client win or a quick story that points back to your offer or your lead magnet. That way you're maximizing attention, because maybe at the start, they're not quite ready to get your free thing, your lead magnet, but if you wait until later on in the video where they've gotten more value, these people will probably convert at a higher rate. So just sprinkling in multiple CTAs throughout the video is the strategy. So I give viewers two clear options usually. The first one is a direct book a call page. So it's perfect for hot buyers. These are people that have watched multiple videos of yours, and there's no friction. It just goes straight to the calendar, and they can book from there. And quick plug, if you actually want to get on my calendar, then you can go to this page right here. I'll put a link to it in the description. If you're a marketing agency owner, a coach, or a consultant, or a course seller, and you want a YouTube content system for your business that attracts leads and signs new clients while only spending 4 hours a month on your videos, then go to this page right here, watch this video. It explains everything from how we can get you 100 plus qualified leads every single month in just 90 days, or we work for free until you do. Check it out, link in the description. But back to the video, you got the book a call page, and then you have the lead magnet page. So this is the free thing that you give away, and it's perfect for warm leads who aren't quite ready, but they want to learn more about your offer. So here you just offer something valuable for free in exchange for their email address. And by doing both of these, it gives you 2 quick bites at the apple. You got hot buyers who want to book now, and you have warm leads that enter your email system where you can then nurture them into future calls. And the reason this works is because of the 7-11-4 rule by Google, which says that people need 7 hours of watching your content and being exposed to your brand across 11 different touch points on 4 different platforms or locations. And this is usually what you need for someone to turn into a sale. That's why you can't just rely solely on YouTube. You need other things as well. For example, here's my funnel stack. I have the YouTube videos, the landing page, lead magnet download, email follow-ups, the strategy call. And these are like 5 different locations that they can talk to you before they even get on a sales call. And here's where it gets powerful, because email lets me stack those hours over time. So here's a little email automation that I run. When someone downloads my lead magnet, they then enter a multi-layered email sequence. So I send them to an immediate 4 email promo sequence, and it's sent right after they sign up and they get the free thing. And this way we strike when they're still hot. They just found out about the brand. They just signed up to the lead magnet. So now's when you want to promo. And the focus of this is to book a call. Now, people always say you want to send a 4 email getting to know you sequence to kind of warm them up, build the relationship. But from working with clients and from my own brand, I've noticed that you can still do this part, just push it later. You just want to kind of cash in while they're still hot and they are aware of you before going into the getting to know you sequence. That's actually the next step right here. And I'll show you actually inside my ConvertKit dashboard. As you can see right here, people that sign up to my newsletter, I have different lead magnets, right? And they all lead to the free thing that they asked for. So this is the email sequence that gives away the free lead magnet. They then wait 5 minutes. I then tag them inside ConvertKit, and then they go through the offer kind of autoresponder. This is the main one to get them to book a call, which is this first one I talked about right here. And then we send them to the 4 email getting to know you sequence. So that's this next one right here. And this one kind of shares my personal story, my philosophy, things like that. Just kind of build that relationship and get them built into my philosophy of YouTube, how I do things. And then once they're warmed up, we then send them into another 6 email promo sequence. So back in ConvertKit, it's this one right here where we promo it again. And then the automation ends. And I send them into my weekly newsletter where I send weekly emails that are value driven. They learn something new. And this just kind of acts as another platform that I can interact with my viewers. I post YouTube videos that they see. And then they have an email newsletter, which I post on every single week. And by stacking these two, you then build up those 7 hours of trust time and get them further to making a sale with your business. Now, some marketers, they build super long sequences that can last up to an entire year. I just have these three, but if you want, you can go hard and make like 20 different sequences. You can have a full year of emails for 365 days if you want. If anything, that's probably better. You just leave it once, you can automate it, and then you don't even have to write a weekly newsletter. In fact, you can go through all your past weekly newsletters, because over time you start to build up 100 different newsletters that you've submitted over the years. Just go through and find the best ones, add them to the sequence, and over time you have this long, crazy sequence that can sell for you on autopilot while you're sleeping. Now, if you want a full breakdown of me breaking down this exact email sequence for YouTube, then let me know. I'll make a separate video on this, but that could be an idea. I think it's super useful and you guys will find it helpful. But if you want to see a video on that topic, let me know and I'll make that one next. But let's talk about one of the biggest missed opportunities I see on most YouTube channels. There's always random end screen recommendations. And YouTube gives you the power to control where viewers go next, but most creators just let YouTube auto-suggest something random, or worse, they send viewers off the platform too early. That's like building a store and getting someone to the checkout line and then telling them to leave and go shop somewhere else, and that's a big mistake. But we need to understand the psychology behind this and the buyer awareness pyramid, because the strategy works because it maps perfectly to this pyramid. You have the unaware, which is people that don't even know they have a problem. You have problem aware, which is where they realize something's wrong. Solution aware, where they start looking for fixes. Product aware, where they don't know your solution exists. And then most aware, where they're ready to buy. And each stage of your content funnel speaks to a different level of awareness. Your job is to walk them up the pyramid one video at a time until they're ready to take action. And randomly linking to different things breaks that journey. So what you want to do is strategically stack videos that sends them through this buyer journey. You want to track which videos actually bring in the most book calls, brings in the most sales, and you want to send people to this high-performing video. So that would be your money video. So out of the ones you post, you want some way of tracking how they get sales. There's different ways to do it. One way is to put UTM, like custom UTM parameters in your links, and that way if someone clicks it, it then tracks which video actually brings in the sales. If you don't want to do all the tech stuff, like actually, to be honest, I don't have this stuff set up. It's something I'm going to do in the next month or so. But currently all I do is I just ask them, like, hey, where did you find us? And you just verbally ask, like, which video did you watch that brought you here? You can do that for now. That's like the easy way to do it. If you want to set up all the automated tech stuff, there's different attribution softwares out there that you can use, different link trackers. I'm not going to go into detail on that because I haven't set it up fully myself, although it's something I will do soon. But that's what you want to do. You want to track, and tracking is super important because you know which videos actually brings in leads, and then you can make more of the videos that brings in leads instead of making stuff that doesn't actually bring in clients for you. But how do you apply this strategy to your funnel? Well, so you want to think of your content like a funnel with 3 clear stages. The first stage is top of funnel. These are broader reach videos that attracts the masses, and they're designed to attract attention and cast a wide net. So for example, how to make $10,000 per month, right? This is broad enough to pull in fresh viewers. They want to make money, but they don't actually know what their specific problem is. They're just trying to make money. They're just general viewers, and you bring them in with this. So a video like how I became a millionaire at 25 or something like that, right? It's like this broad video that attracts everybody. This is top of funnel style videos. And honestly, I don't even recommend you make these videos because they're going to bring in a lot of the wrong viewers. Then you have mid funnel. So these are specific buyer problems. And these videos narrow the focus and filter out non-buyers by solving real problems your ideal clients are facing. So for example, something like why your YouTube funnel isn't converting. This will speak to frustrated business owners, not just casual creators, right? It's about building a YouTube funnel. They're already aware that they need to grow on YouTube. And so people that watch this would be way more interested in buying your YouTube growth services if you're an agency that helps with YouTube content or anything like that. Next is bottom of funnel. So these are pre-call videos. Now these are case studies, client wins, deep dives, and these build trust and push for the next step. So these are people that already know you. They've watched your content before. They know that they have a problem. They're already kind of interested in your content and your product. And so you make something like how my client booked 6 calls in 2 days with YouTube, or my exact system to getting this result with YouTube, right? And these are videos that you stack on your end screens to point viewers towards this, right? So an example of how this funnel might look would be you have a top of funnel video that's really general. You then create a new problem for the viewer and then use the end screen call to action to direct them to a mid funnel video, which you then have an end screen call to action that points them to a bottom of funnel video, and then it acts as this funnel pretty much that directs them from start to finish. And if you have data to track this stuff, you'll then figure out what would serve best as this bottom of funnel style content. But most people think going viral is the only way to make real money on YouTube, but here's what they don't realize. Tiny videos with the right strategy can be way more profitable. So if you want to see how I turn small view counts into $3,000 plus clients, go watch this video next where I'll show you how small creators win big without ever needing to go viral. I'll put it up on the screen for you to click and watch next.